All right, everyone, welcome back to another review, and today we are going to be taking a look at Doctor Strange, the Master of Mystic Arts, from Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, this figure here comes with a few accessories, so let's take a look at those accessories and get that part out of the way so that way we can get a good look at this figure. All right, so with the accessories, Doctor Strange comes with 3 sets of hands. These sets, he has an open hand set, and then he has his Mystic Arts hand set. And these here, they have wrist articulation, so they do move. So you can move them. I just wanted to point that out really quick. Okay. And now, for the other accessories that come with this guy, he has his cape, which does come off. All right, so he has his cape. As you can see, it has a peg here, which plugs into the peg hole on his back. And it's a soft plastic. It would have been really cool if Hasbro would have done the collar and like these clips right here going to the neck in a hard plastic and the rest all in cloth with maybe a wire running through it. But hey, maybe somebody out there will make a cool Doctor Strange cape. So you have his cape, and then he also comes with the other accessory which you can take off, is the Eye of Agamotto. It doesn't open, but nonetheless, very, very nicely done. You have a little bit of red paint here, then the gold clasp, and then it comes down. This side here, mine, I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but it has a little bit of green on it. And it comes down, but as you can see, the Eye of Agamotto is closed, so that way you can't see the soul, not the soul stone, the time stone that's in there. So you just take this and you put it up over and around his neck, and then right here you have the peg hole, and then you just take and you fit this up and around his neck, get that lined up, get the peg hole lined up, and then just push it through, and there you go. All right, so now that we've gotten all that out of the way, let's do a quick, just pop out his hands. I just want to show this really quick. I just want to pop out his hands, and then you can have him doing his, where he's getting ready to do some magic type of hands, or his force choking hands, whatever you want to say. Yeah, so there you have that, like, you know, where he kind of does the whole arm crossing thing, and then he does like this, and then he does the magic circles or the magic shields, what do you want to call them. And then these here, these are really cool. I like these a lot. So you just plug these in ever so gently, and then there you go. You have him doing his magic barriers. That's a good way to say, his magic barriers. And there you go. There's Doctor Strange doing his magic barriers. And this is probably how I'm gonna have him posed anyway when I put him on my shelf. And that's how I'm gonna leave him. So, just real quick, let me get these other hands back in. I'll be right back. All right, so now so I have his hands in here, and he's doing his, I don't say a blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I had to do that, hands. Yeah, so let's get on with the paint sculpt of this figure. So really quick, I just want to say that on the cape itself, they did a very nice job with the gold on there. And of course, this is all just casted in red plastic. And then you have all the detail of the cape, which is very, very nicely done. Now, this head sculpt, just really quick, let's get into this head sculpt. That is a beautiful head sculpt. That looks just like Benedict Cumberbatch. Is that, I think that's how you say his name? Cumberbatch? Benedict Cumberbatch? Yeah, so beautiful. Straight out of the movie. I mean, Hasbro has knocked this head sculpt out of the park. Beautiful gray highlights right here on the side that Doctor Strange has on the sideburns here. Love the way the texture of the hair. Very nice. There's some brushing going on there if I can get the focus so you can see it. Very nicely done. But that head sculpt is amazing. Amazing. Now, as far as, you know, I went over the Eye of Agamotto, and then you have his robes. Once again, Hasbro, like I said with the cape, can we please, especially with figures like Doctor Strange like this, get this in cloth. You started doing it with the Black Series figures. This would have been awesome because then he can do his leg movements. He doesn't, you know, he loses all of his movement here. I love the way they did the bands, the wraps on his arms. Beautifully done right here. The no paint slop, the belt. They went into a lot of detail with actually, as you can see right here, this detail on the, for the crusty looking hands. Yeah, I apologize. Winter is brutal, especially with my job. The winter is brutal, brutal, brutal on my hands. So it just dries them out. No matter how much lotion I put on them, they're just dried out. So I apologize for that. As far as the detail in the actual belt itself, I mean, look at that. That's awesome. And they colored in the buckle here and the clasp. They painted it nice. Oh, there it is. I was wondering where his ring was. I didn't even notice that until just now. Look at that. I was wondering why it wasn't on his fingers. Very nice. It's right there, but that's not an accessory. It's just molded there. And then as far as the back, here we have the back part of his outfit. Beautiful. They did a beautiful job with the texture of his robes and once again with the belt. But they didn't color this clasp in the back. They probably figured that you're not going to see it, so they didn't bother. And then you have more of this soft plastic on the back of these robes. More wraps on the arms, very nicely done. And if you look really close, you can see the scars on his fingers. Little details like that are fantastic. Look at that. If I can get the focus. Look at that. Look at a scar going on the back of his hand going to his fingers from where he had his car accident. That right there, I have to give props to Hasbro. Fantastic, fantastic, beautifully done. Anyway, moving down to his boots. They painted did they paint it? No painting on the clasp there. They're just all molded in brown. And then that's it for his boots. All right, so moving on, now that we've gone over the paint sculpt, let's take a good look at his articulation. So he can look up that far, which is really, really nice. And he can look down. He can look side to side. And he has head tilt, which is good. His arms can come all the way out. He has full rotation. He does not have butterfly swivel in the shoulder there. It's just a simple, just regular shoulder joint. And he has double jointed elbows, which are nice. So that's as far as they come up. It makes him look like he's dancing. And then you have his wrist articulation, which is stopped right here, you know, a little bit because that's where it hits, but you get nice movement out of it. Wrist rotation. He has a waist swivel. And his ab crunch it's hindered because of the belt, but he does have a little bit of an ab crunch and he can move back that far. Okay, now this is the tough part. Where his legs are concerned, he can only move forward this far with either leg. He does have an upper Does he have an upper? I think yeah, he does have an upper thigh swivel. It's just getting to it to see it. And he has double jointed knees, which all this gets in the way. You have to move it up a little bit, but yes, you can get him to bend his knees and they're only gonna go about that far. As far as his ankle articulation, his foot can pivot back that far, can pivot forward this far, and he can pivot to the right and to the left. Very, very well done. All right, so let me just throw his cape back on. So I just want to just really quick, I like this figure a lot. I think this figure is great. I love the way he looks, but my only pet peeve with it is the hard plastic cape, which would have been nice if Hasbro would have made it into, like I said, cloth. And the fact that they could have made it cloth on this bottom piece here. That way it's not hindering his articulation with his legs and his ankles and everything. All right, so let's get into some comparisons. I'll be right back with that. Okay, now before I forget, and I did forget in the review, he does have a boot swivel also. So I do apologize for that. So let's get into comparisons with the first couple of figures. So let's take a look at Stinkor from Master of the Universe Origins. Here's how he compares with What If Marvel Legends T'Challa became a Star-Lord. Here's how he compares with Hasbro's Black Series Master Jedi Luke Skywalker from Heir to the Empire. And here's how he compares with Hasbro's G.I. Joe Classified Destro. And here's how he compares with Marvel Legends Red Skull. Alright guys, so that is my review on the Doctor Strange Spider-Man No Way Home Marvel Legends figure review. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you all on the flippity flip.